Okay, well, if I tell you guys that I might just be streaming with like no delay, no map cover as a jungler right now. So it's like this game might just be not the vibe, but it's like it could be the vibe. So the other thing about it too, right, is like growing up, I would always like watch his and shit, right? And I would have a lot of respect for the way that this guy would have girls like literally thirsting over him. And he would just be like, nah, you're not worth my time. And he would just go to the gym and say, you know what I mean? Because growing up, it's like I would be like overweight and like super insecure, right? So like for any kind of validation or any kind of like attention whatsoever, I'd be like, oh shit. And now getting to that point where it's like I'm at the point where I don't feel like I need any validation whatsoever, so I'm just willing to like turn people down and like not give a fuck about it. Like, do you guys want to know what one of the best feelings is nowadays? One of the best feelings nowadays is girls who used to sit there and shit talk me on Twitter back when I'd have 50 viewer streams are now sitting there flirting with me in like my comment section. And just being able to ignore them or flat out reject them, there's nothing that feels better, chat. I'm gonna be honest with you, nothing feels better. Because that's the thing about it. Most of the time, chat, it's not that they like you or don't like you based off who you are, but just based off what other people would think about you. So if you're someone to be laughed at, then people are going to laugh at you. But if you're someone who's like making it in your scene and doing well for yourself, it's like all of a sudden you're someone to be taken seriously, right? And the thing about me is I've always cared about how people view me as like a person. Because I'm always very genuine and open, right? So that's why it's like with me, I CBA with all this like fake shit. Love you so much. But you know, that's the reason why. That's another reason why I prioritize streaming over dating. Because with dating, you're never sure if the person who you're dating actually likes you for you or what you can provide them with. But when I stream, you guys watch me for me. And you guys love me for me. So why would I ever take a risk with dating when I could just take the secured thing and stream for people who actually like me? Do you see what I mean? I'd rather give my time to people who actually appreciate me. If I could have got to an auto if I could. Well, if someone doesn't appreciate you for you, but only for your Hecarim gameplay, why do you think I've never been fake on stream? Why do you think I always try being genuine? Why do you think I always try like telling these like troll stories and shit? You guys want to know something? Hear me out. What if I tell you guys that when I say a really weird story and it's like you think why the fuck would he ever say that? What if I tell you I'm just weeding out the people who would only want to watch me for my gameplay and that's it? Because it's almost like, how do I explain this to you? Think of it like a defense mechanism, right? Where it's like I'll say a really fucking weird story and some people will genuinely never come back. But those people who would never come back, it's like they would have never watched me for me. So it's like I'd almost rather they watch someone else. And that's one of the reasons, right? Where sometimes people tell me, they're like, Doaenel, bro, if you were to just act somewhat normal on stream, you'd have all these like people DMing you and shit, but why do you always act weird? And it's like, I'm telling you, it's like defense mechanism. Okay, there should be a kill. Like, I'll tell you guys, a defining moment for me, and this is when I was 11. But anyways, I was 11 and I was overweight. And I remember... And I remember at one point I went to a wedding, right? And at this wedding, there were like a bunch of like family who I hadn't seen in years. And at that wedding, what happened is I was like being introduced to like people, right? And at one point there was like this, one of my mom's cousins, maybe she was in her like 40s. And she sees me, she says, oh, hi, whatever, like this, that. And then afterwards one of my cousins comes, right? And she gets to introduce him, and then that woman looks at my mom after and she says, he's gonna be a real looker when he grows up, right? Implying that he'd be attractive. And I remember hearing that and thinking, why didn't she say that about me? You know what I mean? Like, I just kept wondering, why didn't she say that about me? And then I remember looking in the mirror later that night and thinking to myself, like, maybe I don't look as good as I thought, you know? And then I remember hearing this thing after that, where people were saying that apparently the human brain makes you think you're 5 times more attractive than you actually are when you look in mirrors. And the reason why it does that is that you feel that like, oh, you deserve a better like mate or partner to give you like better offspring, you know? And then after that, I got disillusioned out of thinking that I looked good. And I started to realize that, I don't look that good, right? So that was the point where it's like I identified that now, oh, maybe it's because of my like actual looks that I don't get attention. And there was this time I was in grade 8 and I had this like really big crush on this girl in one of my classes, my French class. And I remember at one point, because I had her out on Facebook, she tagged her friend in this post where this guy had like abs, you know? He was like shredded. And she comments on the post, she's like, holy fuck, look at his abs. And then I thought to myself, if one day I can get abs, and if one day I can look that way, maybe I'll also have people who will think that I look good based off my body, you know? And that's when I kind of started to like change things a little bit. And then I started like trying like small little workouts, shit like that, you know? Oh, he actually has shield though? No, I'm dead now. Unless? Perfect. And that's why I like tried doing like fucking workouts. I tried doing like not eating as much. And but one of the best advice I could give you, listen, if any of you are looking to lose weight, the one thing I would tell you to never do is starve. Never ever ever starve yourself. Because I went down that road, and the problem with it isn't that it doesn't work. The problem with that is I remember years after, when I actually started to look good, it's like you look in the mirror and all you can think to yourself is like, you get scared every time you start to put on a bit of weight. Like even nowadays, right? When my body fat starts to increase, and think, I look like the way I do, right? Whenever my body fat starts to increase, I literally get like this irrational fear that I'll just like look the way I used to do and like all this shit. So that's why if you're trying to lose weight, the best thing you could do is do it the healthy way. And like the best advice I could give you to that as well is to just cut out all added sugar. Like don't eat any sweets, don't eat any desserts, don't eat any don't drink any soft drinks, things like that. Don't drink any juice. Just drink water and don't eat desserts. And if you do that over the course of years, it's a much healthier way of approaching weight loss, and you're at a much lower risk of developing an eating disorder and shit like that as well. But yeah, so then I went through my starvation phase back when I was like 15 and a half, almost 16. And I starved myself for about a year. At first, it was like straight up starvation, and then afterwards I became vegetarian. So about a year, and at the end of that year, I was skinnier, but now I was skinny fat with zero muscle whatsoever, and I felt like I looked like shit. Right? And at that point in time, I looked like this. Right? So I looked decent with the shirt on, but when my shirt came off, I felt nothing but shame. I want to lose weight and I don't want to go to the gym. I'm 13. How do I do it? Help me, please. See, that's the thing. Listen. What if I told you that unironically, never try to lose weight? And that might sound like some crazy fucking weird advice, but I'm being dead serious when I say this. Your goal should never be to lose weight, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because at the end of the day, if you put on muscle, your body burns more calories, right? And a lot of people don't know this. If you put on the more muscle you have on your body, the more calories your body will burn every day, because it's like it has more muscle to feed, right? So over time, you can literally get to a point where you're eating 3,000 calories a day, but you're still losing fat because your body needs that much to just maintain your physique, right? So if you're a young age, like 13, never care about losing weight, because if you start lifting right now, by the time you're 17, 18, you will look fucking insane. That's the problem. It's like you need to sit there and be willing to look bad for a few years, just so that for the rest of your life, you look fucking insane. And that's what I did, because like for years, I never tried to lose body fat. I never tried to do anything. It was only this year that I actually tried to like lose fat and shit, because I felt comfortable enough with the amount of muscle I put on. She actually got it off. We don't win this though, do we? Oh wait, I just got that sound, right? No. So that'll be my best advice. Guys, if you're looking to lose weight, don't care about losing weight. And that's why, you know what the issue too is with people who just try to lose weight, they put it all back on. And the reason why is because they have no long-term like safety net, right? Because if you're lifting and if you're working out, your body will always be burning more calories, so you have this long-term safety net. But if you're going to the gym to just do cardio and then you stop after 6 months, bro, if you don't change your eating habits, you're gonna gain all that weight right back, and there's nothing that you can do about it, right? At the end of the day, you should never play for what you're gonna look like a year from now, or like 2 years from now. Play for what you'll look like 5 to 10 years from now. You know, because again, like I started lifting at 16, and when I was like 18, I wasn't comfortable with the way I looked. Even 19, I wasn't. It's only like kind of nowadays that I'll look in the mirror and feel like, you know what, I look okay. But before that, right? Well, if I tell you guys that most of the time, the people who attain the top 1% in whatever category or whatever thing they're looking to do, it's not because they're top 1% and they're gifted in that way. It's because they have the top 1% of the drive to get to that point. They're the people who are willing to like sit there and do it day in, day out when at the beginning there's like no reward and shit like that. And that applies to everything, right? Streaming, working out, playing League. I've been playing 20 games a day from the time I was bronze. Okay. There's no 1v1 Camille, right? My team's gonna be here soon though. Nah. We're just first round. Yo! That was kind of a nasty fucking wombo. Alright, child, so what if I tell you guys, right now I'm playing Grandmaster Elo with no delay, no map cover. With a name that has Doaenel in it, you know what I mean? My god. Dude, it's like the beat's dropping. I have to. Well, I entered for the beat drop, but it was worth. Hold on, I need to piss 1 second. Hey, Doaenel, I have a friend that might interest you. She's 18 and in love with you and enjoys your Hecarim gaming. Add me after. Holy! Is this your Smurf? This? Yeah, we're smurfing a bit. But what if I tell you it's like... it's like, yeah, I was playing on my Smurf account that game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was playing on my Smurf account that game.